Are you tired of your website's low conversion rates and inability to drive more qualified leads from existing traffic? Have you considered adding a lead magnet to your website? Lead magnets, also known as marketing offers, are one of the main tactics of content marketing strategy and a trending topic within the digital marketing landscape today. I'm Alex with Jotform, and in today's video, we'll cover the following: the definition of a lead magnet, why lead magnets are helpful for driving more qualified leads to your website, and a step-by-step breakdown on how to create and promote one for your own business. First, let's answer this question. What is a lead magnet? A lead magnet is a downloadable piece of content that's used to acquire contact information from prospective buyers. Essentially, it's a way for companies to gain the contact information of prospective buyers by providing them with helpful information those buyers are interested in. Lead magnets can come in all shapes and sizes, but here are some of the more common types usually found across most websites: webinars, videos, templates, white papers, ebooks, and customer case studies. Put simply, a lead magnet consists of helpful information for a business's intended audience that is intended to serve as a starting point for building new relationships with people visiting your website or checking out your business. Now that you know what a lead magnet is, here are some of the top reasons why you should consider creating one for your business. Reason number 1. It will help you gain a better understanding of the pain points associated with your customer's buyer journey. This will provide you with more insights on how to communicate with leads depending on their stage of the buyer journey. Reason number 2. It creates an asset that can be used in multiple ways aside from just website lead generation. For example, they can be shared during sales conversations with new prospects or at conferences and networking events. Reason number 3. It helps create warmer leads for your sales team to follow up with and convert into customers. Now, let's dive into the step-by-step process of creating your own lead magnet. For the sake of this example, we'll focus on creating a white paper or ebook in the form of a PDF file. Step number 1. Research your target audience. Similar to any new marketing initiative, you'll need to have a clear idea of the needs and wants of your target audience. Amanda Bedell, founder and chief business growth strategist at BCC Business Consulting, says the most important part of the lead magnet creation process is doing some research to make sure whatever you're offering is hyper-focused toward your intended audience. To do that, interview recent customers or leads to identify common pain points or questions that could possibly be addressed with an informative lead magnet. Adding on, Luisa Zhou, founder of luisazhou.com, says one way to look at this research is to pinpoint the final action you want leads to perform on your website. For instance, requesting a demo or consultation, and then working backwards from there. This is what Luisa refers to as identifying step 0 in the lead funnel process. Once you identify step 0 for your target audience, you can then focus on creating a lead magnet that will help them get past any obstacles or challenges associated with this initial step in the buying process. After you've discovered this information around your target audience, it's time to move to the next step of the process. Step number 2. Do competitive research. This step of the lead magnet creation process consists of visiting competitor websites and seeing what types of lead magnets they're offering to users. Here are 2 other helpful things to do during this stage of the lead magnet process. Look at websites outside of your industry for inspiration on how to approach a lead magnet and see what's working for top companies. Think about your own consumer habits. Are there any lead magnets you've downloaded from websites to help solve a question that you had in the past? No matter what you end up deciding to make for your lead magnet, just make sure you're not simply copying other content from the websites you researched. Remember, the most important component of any lead magnet is the value of the information you provide for your intended audience. If you're just regurgitating the same old tips and best practices from other websites, your lead magnet campaign is bound to fail because the content already exists elsewhere. As with any content marketing initiative, quality is key. Step number 3, create your lead magnet. Once you've done the necessary research and pinpointed the topic you'll be covering, the next step is to create your lead magnet. Here's a couple tips and tricks to consider as you build it out. Tip number 1, include next steps for readers. Once someone reads or views the lead magnet, what are the next steps you want them to take? Make sure you have a clear call to action at the end to help direct readers towards this next step. Tip number 2, minimize the number of links included in your lead magnet. You don't want to confuse readers by driving them toward a bunch of different CTAs or websites. Amanda usually recommends having just 1 to 2 links included in your lead magnet, so you can better direct readers toward your intended next step, whether that's driving them to visit a certain page on your website or fill out a contact form for a demo request. Tip number 3, make the content easy to digest. With so much information to find on the internet today, most people don't want to spend the time reading a full 20-page PDF about a certain topic. Plus, it doesn't help that the average human attention span is now shorter than a goldfish. Therefore, you should strive to make the content of your lead magnet easy to follow by including lists, visual elements, and short paragraphs throughout. When creating her lead magnets, Luisa usually strives to create a document that's 5 pages or less. While this may change depending on your target audience, make sure you keep in mind the total time it takes to digest your content and that the value of the information provided is worth the time it takes to consume it. Step number 4, create a follow-up sequence. Now that you've created your lead magnet, it's time to think about how you'll follow up with the people who submit their contact information to get it. Follow-up usually consists of sending a few emails to the lead's inbox. Luisa suggests focusing on 3 things in your follow-up email sequence. Share more information about the problems your services or solutions help solve. Explain how your services or solutions help solve these problems and why they would work. And showcase customer reviews and testimonials. It's a good idea to have some type of automation in place to ensure people get these email notifications as soon as possible after downloading the lead magnet. Typically, a lead receives a follow-up email at the time of downloading and then 2 or 3 additional daily emails over the next couple of days. Step number 5, add it to your website. With your lead magnet created and your follow-up sequence planned out, the next thing you'll want to do is add it to your website on a dedicated landing page. This is as easy as adding a simplified web page on your website that includes the title of your lead magnet at the top, a brief description of the content, and a thumbnail image of the lead magnet. Also, create a form users can fill out in order to download it. Amanda recommends making this landing page as simple as possible to drive the singular action of downloading the lead magnet. This means removing the main menu navigation and any other links that might distract or draw people away from downloading the lead magnet. Step number 6, promote your lead magnet. After you've added your lead magnet to your website, now it's time to get it in front of your target audience. In other words, it's promotion time. One of the best ways to do this is to find out where your target audience is already congregated and get in front of them there. Here are a few helpful tips you can use to better promote your lead magnet. Tip number 1, add calls to action or CTAs to your website. If you're driving organic traffic to your website through your blog, think about which blog posts revolve around topics that are similar to your lead magnet. Once you've identified these pages, add a CTA to those posts that lead back to your lead magnet. Tip number 2, write a guest post for a different website. If you find a website that your target audience turns to for information and news, ask whether you can contribute a guest blog post to these sites and offer your lead magnet as the primary CTA. Luisa states that this is not only a good way to get noticed by your target audience, but it also helps to acquire more backlinks for your website. Tip number 3, attend and present at speaking events relevant to your audience. One of Amanda's favorite promotion methods is to turn the lead magnet into a spiral-bound book, putting a QR code on the back that drives readers to the next step. She brings these along with her to speaking events. By including the QR code on the back, you're still paving a clear path for people to follow once they've read through your content. No matter how you go about promoting your lead magnet, try to keep in mind where your target audience currently turns to for relevant industry information and how you can leverage those marketing channels. Step number 7, measure the results. For the final step, you need to track the performance of your lead magnet. This can be as simple as tracking the number of visitors to the landing page you created in step 5 and the number of total downloads. This is what's known as your conversion rate. Also, make sure you're able to parse out where this traffic is coming from to your landing page. To do that, it's helpful to add UTM parameters to your URL or create duplicate landing pages with different URLs. One more thing to consider as you measure the success of your lead magnet. Try reaching out to people who have downloaded it and get their feedback. What did they like most about it? What didn't they like? Was anything missing? However you track the results of your lead magnet, make sure you have a clear picture of how your audience is responding to it so you can improve it at some point down the road. After learning about lead magnets, you can probably see why they're such a hot topic nowadays. With the plethora of free information spread across the internet, people are looking for help solving their problems in the most cost-effective way possible. Creating an asset like a lead magnet shows you're willing to share your expertise and knowledge for the benefit of consumers. At the end of the day, creating lead magnets for your company is a win-win scenario. It helps create a better user experience for new website visitors, and it opens the door to new lead opportunities for your business.